and network protocols. We live in a world where millions of people across the globe speak hundreds of different languages. We would never be able to communicate worldwide if there are no standards governing the way we communicate and the way our machines process data. These standards are nothing but sets of rules which are followed by everyone. These set of certain rules which determine how data should be transferred over networks, compressed, presented on the screen, and so on. These sets of rules are called protocols. Likewise, there are many other protocols, each one governing the way a certain technology works. Hence, the basic need of protocols is to standardize the processes and ways of communicating over a computer network. Let us learn about the most common protocols and their unique features. TCP or IP. TCP or IP, Transmission Control Protocol or Internet Protocol, is a suite of communication protocols used to connect various computers on the Internet. It provides end-to-end data communication specifying how data should be broken into pieces called packets, transmitted and routed from one network to another until they reach their destination. TCP or IP is a combination of two separate protocols. TCP or Transfer Control Protocol is used for a reliable and foolproof data transmission over the network. It is responsible for dividing the data into packets at the sender side and for assembling these packets at their correct destination. IP or Internet Protocol provides a sequence number to each of these packets so that they might reach their destination in correct order. Also, it handles the addressing of each packet so that it is delivered to the correct destination. HTTP. HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol determines how different programs exchange data over the Internet. It defines how messages are formatted and transmitted, and what actions web servers and browsers should take in response to various commands. Let us understand the meaning of hypertext. A website usually contains some text, images, and sometimes sound effects as well. Whenever you open such a website, do you only see text or pictures? We usually see the complete website. Hypertext is a system in which different types of documents or files such as images, sound effects, and text are linked to each other. These documents can easily be accessed using a web browser. FTP. FTP or File Transfer Protocol is a standard Internet protocol. It is one of the simplest and easiest ways to exchange files between two or more computers on the Internet using FTP client and FTP server software. FTP uses Internet's TCP or IP protocols to download software or programs to our computer from other sources. The source can be a web server or a remote host over the Internet. You can use FTP either using a GUI-based FTP software or via MS-DOS prompt. Nowadays, Internet browsers have an inbuilt feature to make FTP requests to other servers. To access any file or content using FTP, a user needs to log in on the FTP server and provide his or her credentials. The FTP software allows the user to drag and drop the file between the remote and local host. Some of the files are always available free for public use or download. Such files can easily be accessed using the anonymous FTP. SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, is the most common protocol used for sending emails between two or more servers. This protocol has a limited ability to queue the messages at the receiver's end. Hence, we need some other protocols for email retrieval. It is generally used to send messages from a mail client to a mail server. POP and IMAP are email retrieval protocols. Hence, we always need to specify both SMTP and POP or IMAP servers whenever we configure our email application. IMAP and POP. IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, and POP, Post Office Protocol, are the two most popular Internet standard protocols for retrieving emails. In today's world, almost every single email client supports both these protocols due to their wide acceptability. The utility of IMAP or POP protocols varies with respect to their usage in different environments. When configuring an email application, it is essential to specify both the sending protocol, that is SMTP, and the receiving protocol, that is POP or IMAP. Students, now let us understand cloud computing. Cloud is something that is present at a remote location. Cloud is defined as a set of hardware, network, storage, interfaces, and services combined together to deliver different aspects of computing as a service over a network or internet. All you need is an adequately featured device that allows you to connect to the cloud. Cloud can provide services over the network, that is, either on the public networks or on private networks, that is WAN or LAN. Applications such as email, web conferencing, customer relationship management, CRM, all run on the cloud. Google Docs, Microsoft OneDrive, Dropbox, etc. are some of the common examples of free or low-cost online storage for the users. Thus, an individual user, most of us, are already using the cloud services. Cloud computing is made up of two words, cloud and computing. Cloud is a metaphor for internet, hence it means computing on the internet. Thus, cloud computing refers to manipulating, configuring, accessing the applications online. It offers online data storage, infrastructure and applications. Types of cloud. There are 4 different types of cloud based on their ownership, size and access. These are public cloud. A public cloud is provisioned for open use by the general public. It has no boundaries and the cloud infrastructure can be used by anyone, anywhere over the internet. Private cloud. A private cloud is owned and used by a single organization over a private network. It centralizes the resources of the organization so that they can be accessed easily by its various departments and offices at different locations. Hybrid cloud. A hybrid cloud is a combination of both private and public cloud. This type of cloud offers benefits of multiple deployment models such as the controlled environment in private clouds and rapid elasticity of public clouds. Community cloud. The community cloud is provisioned for use by a group of consumers from different organizations who share the same concerns. Example, application, security requirements, policy and efficiency demands. It may be owned, managed and operated by one or more of the organizations in the community or a third party. Students, let's understand advantages of cloud computing. Cost savings. With cloud computing based on pay-per-use model, businesses or consumers can significantly lower the company's IT expenses and requirements. It also provides access to numerous storage facilities and applications, which in turn save the consumer from spending a lot of money on the server, setup and installation cost. Reliability. Cloud computing is much more reliable when it comes to data management, backup and recovery from failures. It provides you with redundant IT resources, automatic data backup, as well as quick failover mechanism. Unlimited free storage. Cloud provides unlimited free and secure storage space to store large amounts of information. Users can also choose amongst the public, private or hybrid cloud, depending on their security needs. Accessibility. Cloud allows easy access to cloud-based services and applications through internet-enabled devices such as desktops, laptops, tablets or mobile phones. Student, let's understand disadvantages of cloud computing. Technical issues. Cloud may provide accessibility to services and applications anytime and from anywhere. But there are times when this system encounters serious technical problems, which may lead to the entire business processes being temporarily suspended. Security. Although cloud service providers implement the best security standards and encryption methods, but storing the company's sensitive data and important files on third-party cloud providers always opens up security risks. Vendor lock-in. Although cloud service providers assure that the cloud will be flexible to use and integrate, but switching from one cloud service to another is not so simple. It may lead to portability and support issues. It is the same as switching from one mobile service provider to another, or like switching from Android to iOS in mobile phones. Limited control. Since the cloud infrastructure is entirely owned, managed and monitored by the service provider, the consumer has very little control over the applications, data and services. Students, let's understand social networking. In the present scenario, due to hectic schedules, people hardly get enough time to socialize with friends and relatives. Social networking websites are a solution to this problem. Social networking is the grouping of individuals into specific groups who share common interests and/or activities. The social networking websites help people in establishing social relationships and function like an online community of Internet users. In a social networking website, every user has a profile which contains information about them. The user can also join communities in these sites where they can share photos, messages and videos. They have the facility of inviting other people to join these websites. In addition, user profiles often have a section dedicated to comments from friends and other users. In order to protect user privacy, these websites usually have controls that allow users to choose those who can view their profile, contact them, add them to their list of contacts and so on. The traditional social networking websites usually have an open membership, which implies that anyone can become a member irrespective of their views and interests. Nowadays, large organizations have started using these social networking websites as a medium to create profiles to advertise their products and services. Some major social networking sites in use are Facebook. Facebook, with nearly 2 billion active users, continues to lead the social networking sites. It allows all the registered users to create their profile, post comments, exchange information, share links, photographs, chat, play games, etc. Although initially it was PC-based, Facebook is now available as a pre-installed app on most of the mobile phones and tablets. Twitter. Messages sent with this app were initially restricted to 140 characters. This was due to the fact that on the earlier versions of mobile phones, the SMS was limited to 140 characters. With the advent of smartphones, users began to find this too restrictive. Twitter has now changed the character limit from 140 to 280. Other social networking apps. Instagram is another app used for social networking. This app specializes in sharing of photographs by the users. LinkedIn is a networking app specializing in the sharing of business and professional information. Reddit is a social news aggregation app. Registered users can upload news, stories or links, and other users can rate these stories by voting them up or down. The stories with the most upvotes are moved to the top of the category. Today, the whole world is connected through the internet, where the latest information can be shared and spread. With the increase of different media channels and portability of new telecommunications and computing technologies, we have stepped into a world where media constantly surrounds us. Students, let's understand data and information. Data refers to a collection of numbers, characters, symbols, images, etc., which can be processed by a computer. It relates to facts, events, and transactions. Data carries no meaning in its raw form. It must be processed and interpreted to extract meaningful information. Understanding data, information, and knowledge. The main difference lies in the level of abstraction. While data is the lowest level of abstraction, information is the next level, and knowledge is the highest level of abstraction among all three. Data is unstructured and carries no meaning. Data can be interpreted and processed in order to make information. For example, the height of Mount Everest is generally considered as data. A book on Mount Everest's geological characteristics may be considered as information, and a report containing practical information such as the best way to reach Mount Everest peak may be considered as knowledge. Difference between data and information. Data is or are facts and statistics used for reference or analysis. Numbers, characters, symbols, images, etc., which can be processed by a computer. A representation of information, interpreted by a human or a machine to drive its meaning. For example, marks such as 67, 88, 90, and 77 are considered as data. Information is knowledge derived from study, experience by the senses, or instructions. Communication of intelligence. The interpretation of facts, concepts, etc. in some contexts that is exchangeable amongst people. The meaningful output which we get after processing the data. For example, if we relate the marks with a boy whose name is Rohit, a student of class 9 who has scored 67 in English, 88 in maths, 90 in physics and 77 in chemistry, then it becomes information. Let us learn about multimedia. In today's advanced society, the concept of multimedia is present in many facets of life. Multimedia can be termed as the combination of different types of media, example text, audio, graphics, animation, video, and interactivity, to convey information. Multimedia involves the use of computers to present text, graphics, video, animation, and sound in an integrated way. Multimedia can include various range of formats, from a simple PowerPoint slideshow to a complex interactive simulation, learning circuits. In most cases, it enhances a user's experience and results in easier and faster understanding of the presented information. Let me tell you about multimedia formats. Multimedia elements like sounds or videos are stored in media files. The most common way to discover the media type is to look at the file extension. When a browser finds the file extension .html or .html, it will assume that the file is an HTML page. Picture formats are recognized by extensions like .gif and .jpg. Sounds stored in the AU format have the extension .au. MP3 files were originally developed for video by the Moving Pictures Experts Group. We can say that MP3 files are the sound part of the MPG video format and one of the most popular sound formats for music recording. It is the most popular format on the internet, which is supported by all the popular web browsers. Videos stored in MPEG format have the extension .mpg or .mpeg. The audio-video interleave AVI format was developed by Microsoft. Videos stored in the AVI format have the extension .avi. The Windows Media format is developed by Microsoft. Videos stored in the Windows Media format have the extension .wmv. Okay students, let us understand multimedia elements. Multimedia comprises of several elements including text, graphics, sound, video and animation. Let us learn the significance and use of each multimedia element. Text. Text is perhaps the most fundamental element of any multimedia project. We can use applications to compose and edit the text. Text-based information can also be gathered from CDs and the Internet. Applications such as Photoshop can be used to add visual effects to text in order to create an appealing presentation. Graphics. Graphics can be incorporated to a multimedia project in the form of photographs or designs. Graphic images can be imported from a variety of resources such as Internet, digital camera, scanner, or resource CD such as Artmania 12000. Original graphic designs can be created with applications such as Hyper Studio, Movie Maker, and Photoshop. Sound. Sound can be added to a multimedia presentation from a variety of sources. Original sounds can be recorded using a microphone along with special programs such as Hyper Studio, Movie Maker, or Smart Sound. These applications as well as QuickTime Pro can be used to import sounds from an audio CD or the Internet. Video. Moving images or video can be incorporated into multimedia project in the form of QuickTime movies. QuickTime Pro, Hyper Studio, and Movie Maker can be used with a camcorder or VCR to create and edit QuickTime movies. These programs can also import movies from the Internet and from resources like CDs. Movies that can depict a 360-degree panorama or a movable object can also be incorporated into a multimedia project. Animation. Graphics that contain movement are often referred as animation. Animation files can be downloaded from the Internet in the form of animated GIF files and viewed with QuickTime Pro, Hyper Studio, and Movie Maker. Hyper Studio and Movie Maker can also be used to create and edit both frame and path animation. Students, let us learn about applications of multimedia. We can find applications of multimedia in various fields including advertisements, art, education, entertainment, engineering, medicine, mathematics, business, and scientific research. Some of them are discussed below. Entertainment and fine arts. Multimedia is widely used in the entertainment industry, especially to add special effects in movies and animations. Multimedia games are a popular source of entertainment. Some video games also use multimedia features. Multimedia applications that allow users to participate actively instead of just sitting as passive recipients are called interactive multimedia applications. There are multimedia artists who have the ability to blend techniques using different media that help in incorporating interaction with the viewer. Another approach entails the creation of multimedia that can be displayed in an art gallery. Digital recording material is often used in museums and art galleries to impart the information. Education. In education, multimedia is used to produce computer-based training courses, probably called CBT, and reference books like encyclopedia. A CBT helps the user to go through a series of presentations text about a particular topic and associated illustrations in various information formats. Edutainment is an informal term used to describe the blend of education with entertainment, especially multimedia entertainment. The idea of media conversions is also becoming a major factor in education, particularly higher education. Media conversions is rapidly changing the curriculum in universities all over the world. This is formally used in distant learning programs conducted by the organizations like IGNOU, etc. Journalism. Newspaper companies all over the world are trying to embrace the new phenomenon of multimedia technology by implementing its practices in their work. News reporting is not limited to traditional media outlets. Freelance journalists can make use of different types of media to produce multimedia pieces for their news stories. News agencies can now engage global audiences and tell stories using technology, which develops new communication techniques for both media producers and consumers. Engineering. Software engineers use multimedia and computer simulations for entertainment and industrial training. Multimedia is used to design software interfaces which can be used for creative professionals and software engineers. For example, a scientist can look at a molecular model of a particular substance and manipulate it to arrive at a new substance. Industry. In industrial sector, multimedia is used to present important information to shareholders, superiors, and co-workers. Multimedia is also helpful in providing employee training. Other industrial segments such as marketing, branding, positioning, etc. use multimedia to redefine the traditional approach of their respective businesses. Medicine. In medical sector, doctors can be trained by showing virtual surgeries. They can also simulate how the human body is affected by diseases spread through virus and bacteria and then develop techniques to prevent them. Okay students, let's take a recap of this chapter. A computer network is a group of computers and peripheral devices connected through data communication system to facilitate the sharing of hardware and software resources among different users. The network components are server, client, network interface card, and mode of connection. Intranet refers to a computer network within an organization. Extranet refers to a computer network that allows controlled access from the outside for specific business or educational purposes. Modem stands for modulator, demodulator. There are two types of modems, wireless modem and cable modem. There are four basic types of computer networks: LAN, MAN, WAN, PAN. Internet is a network of billions of computers which are connected to each other to share information and resources. Transmission media can be classified into two categories: guided media and unguided media. Guided media uses physical wires. They are classified on the basis of material used such as twisted pair wire, coaxial cable and optical fiber cable. Unguided media uses wireless media for transmission. The common ways to establish wireless networks are Bluetooth wireless technology, infrared wireless technology and Wi-Fi. Data refers to a collection of numbers, characters, symbols or images which can be processed by a computer. Information is the knowledge derived from the study, experienced by the senses or instructions. Multimedia can be termed as the combination of several types of media, that is, text, audio, graphics, animation and video. WiMAX stands for Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access. Microwave is a wireless communication technology that uses high-frequency beams of radio waves to provide high-speed signal transmission that can send and receive voice, video and data information. Radio waves is a wireless transmission medium that distributes radio signals through the air. TCP or IP, Transmission Control Protocol or Internet Protocol, is a suite of communication protocols used to connect various computers on the Internet. FTP or File Transfer Protocol is a standard Internet protocol for transferring files between computers. In education, multimedia is used to produce computer-based training courses, popularly called CBT, and reference books like the encyclopedia.